So I often hear, what happens if we don't do change management? They're going to have to use the system anyway. Well, a couple of thoughts first come to mind. Yeah, it is always an option not to do change management in the sense of some big structured formal change team. It's also always an option because if you have a lot of power as the initiator of a change, you don't have to engage people. You can just force them into using that new change, new system, whatever it is. That's called coercion, but it is always an option. The other reality is that not managing change, you're still managing change. The change is going to happen, and our response to it is going to happen. And especially for leaders, you're either going to lead change effectively or you're going to lead change ineffectively. Either way, you're still managing the change one way or another. The question is, are people feeling burnt out and overwhelmed because they're being pushed some big change? Or are they feeling invited to participate? Do they relate to the vision? Do they relate to the sort of purpose that you're building as you're building this new future? Especially for people who have to use a system, they want to have some sense of control in what their future is going to be. And as I said, I don't think this needs to be some large organizational change management, like intimidating thing. But managing change as a leader takes a little bit of empathy. It takes some common sense communication, proactively telling people what's happening and why it's happening. And maybe, being intentional about bringing people along in terms of demos or validating what the solution is. Hey, does this work for you? Does this work for your role? Does this work for what we need to achieve as a business, especially where people are specifically responsible or accountable for particular outcomes? At Stone Ridge, we try to embed that perspective in everything that we do. So we're taking how we manage change into the very start of our projects when we start to ask people, hey, what are your pain points? What are the sort of things that you'd love to see in the future? And then as we develop, we seek to bring people along, whether it's creating a coalition of business leaders that are governing the project or sort of steering where it's going, or it's bringing along the subject matter experts and asking them for the requirements, and then validating what we've built, and then testing it and training and rolling it out thoughtfully. And what leaders can do throughout all of that is to create space for their teams to participate. Sometimes that's very practically inviting someone to a meeting. Sometimes that's backfilling a role so that they can even have part-time flexibility to focus on this other project. Other times it's just communicating the why, the what's in it for me at these different levels. And other times it's just asking for input, asking the right people who are going to be impacted by this. Hey, what does this look like for you? How would you want to design this? What future do you want to have in this?